to Show Love. I'm Bronwen Murphy. Today I'm excited. This man has so much positive energy, and if you've ever seen him on stage, you know that he can go for hours. Please welcome Eddie Kadi.
Hey. I'm going to make my own noise.
Okay, do you know what? I don't think I've done a woo-woo for anyone, and I feel like you need that.
Studio audience. Hey. Woo-hoo.
That's what I get paid for.
There we go.
Right, Eddie, I'm excited because I met you a couple of years ago.
Yes.
And since then, I've bumped into you several times at work.
Yeah.
You say to me every time, oh, you're busy.
You didn't just meet me. You literally looked after me the first time we worked. And the relationship has been wonderful.
Well, you were very lovely that day.
Thank you.
You were so joyful.
Oh, no, you made it easy. Because I'm good at following instructions. So that's the good thing.
Yeah,
and it's like, if I turned, you were there.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, yeah, this is it.
I was your bitch.
Half of these I could be real lazy. So I was like, oh, she's committed.
Yeah, totally. I want to make it
was
smoother.
great. It was great.
So it's amazing watching the exciting things that you're doing. I mean, literally, since I met you 2 years ago, it's like you've done so much stuff.
So much has happened.
It's been busy.
Yeah, busy. Kudos to my team, man. I joined them about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And, UTC, Polly, Gelly, and the rest of the guys. And it's just been magical.
They are lovely people.
They are amazing.
Yeah.
They're a great bunch. They get me. Polly's like my second mom.
Yeah.
She really is.
Yeah.
But how she balances all of us with all these icons that she's got under her belt, in her stable, is just, I never feel like she hasn't got time for me, and I have to say that. So it's been wonderful.
You are now an icon yourself, though.
Oh yeah, here we go.
What other icons are you saying that are above you? Because there's no one.
The only icon that's above me is my daughter.
Yeah.
We get into that. Yeah,
Exactly.
Because she's the one that goes, Daddy, you're not that funny. So I still have to kind of meet her because you must be funnier than me.
You're never cool to her
Daddy,
kids. Even Madonna's
never.
Kids are like, Mum, you're so embarrassing.
She reminds you, it's just like, pipe down. Calm down and can I get my yogurt, please? Yeah, this is it.
I love that. Oh dear, I'm lost. So for those people that don't know you, let's start with the fact that you're heavily involved in the rise of Afrobeats in the presence of the UK.
Yes.
Tell us about Afrobeats.
Afrobeats is a genre, but I see it as an umbrella term for African music, especially modern day African music. People often differentiate Afrobeat and Afrobeat with an S.
Yeah.
And Afrobeat was, started off by Fela Kuti, a musical icon from Nigeria. He fused what we call high life music, more of the instrumental, slow type of jazzy type of music coming from Africa, and with his traditional sound of Fuji from Nigeria. But then that became a global sound. But then the modern day contemporary Afrobeat with an S is the younger generation of Africans who have been able to see the world even more so, fusing Western culture, hip hop as well, R&B and all those type of sounds, and dancehall, and creating their own sound. So it's influential, right?
So you stuck an S on the end, and it's a completely
different conversation.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, and I guess the S just means all the other music, plural.
Yeah,
hey!
Yeah.
But Africa is such a massive continent, and 54 countries with all their languages and different tribes and different sounds, but and the different genres within those countries. But how we now translate those sounds to the world, we say as Afrobeats.
Yeah.
It's an easier way to do that, and I've been involved with that sort of transition of the sound, from when a lot of the artists start coming in the sort of like late 90s, really going into mid 2000s, and I really love it.
It's getting really popular.
It's reached the peak. I don't know if it's reached, but it's like people doing stadiums, bro.
Yeah.
Stadiums. Burna Boy and Whiskey just done Tottenham Hotspur Stadium the other day. Burna Boy is doing stadiums around the world. As I speak to you now, an Alta Arena has just been sold out by a guy called Ashake, who's one of the latest artists to come through. Yeah. He's not been in popularity maybe the last 2 years, and he's already done a lot. So I love it, and it's been a great rise, and as it's been rising, I've been rising with it as well. So I've almost been hot-spotted.
Yeah, what a great! But why do you love it so much?
I love it because I've grown up as an African, being in an African household, Congolese as well. Dance has been an integral part of my culture. Music has been an integral part. Music always takes me back to when I was in Congo. from birth to the age of 9, my grandma, my cousins, dancing in the rain. Like, it was just beautiful, you know. And now coming to the UK and seeing the other Africans from different parts, from west, east, south, and how the world has embraced us, you feel unique. You feel like a Superman. Like, you feel really that. You feel like
you bring the energy of that.
Yeah, it's that.
It's really gorgeous. Yeah, you do.
Thank you. And it's that, and it's like, it is the best part of me, you know, and it's like, it's something that I can't hold back.
Yeah.
I can't hide it. And
so 1983, you were born in the Republic of Congo.
Democratic Republic of Congo. So there's Republic and there's Democratic.
Okay.
We were one country at one stage.
Hang on, so you were from...
Kinshasa.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's like loads of sports people come out of there.
Hey!
Yeah.
Yeah, you
basketball,
know what?
football.
Absolutely.
And you.
And me.
Yeah.
We've got an icon called Dikembe Mutombo, who was an absolute NBA icon.
Yeah.
Sergi Baka, who ended up playing for Spain and then also playing for, like, you know, in LA and all around, you know, the US as well. Trezor Lualwa, who was a national hero, but also played for Newcastle, like our first significant Premier League player, a great friend of mine. And the list goes on.
And as a young boy, you were dancing to music?
I was dancing to music, bro. And I was like, and it's funny because my mum is really church going, and she's like church woman. But being like a 5-6-year-old in Congo, yeah, my mum would go to church a lot of the time because I was just all over the place. She would leave me in the hands of my auntie, and we kind of.
Did you not behave in church?
I did not behave in church.
You wanted to dance more.
Yeah, I have this joke where I say my mum learned how to multitask, talking to God and beating me at the same time in church. It's like, imagine begging for forgiveness and slapping your boy and saying, God, I just want to say thank you for everything. And I'm going to say, can you also apologize to God for what you're going to do right now? But she would often leave me at home with my aunties as well. And my aunties, as soon as my mum was gone, they knew I loved dancing. They put music on and they'd get me shaking my hips. Because Congolese music, a lot of thrusting.
Yeah.
And my mum would come back.
I knew there was a reason I like you so much.
Yeah, a lot of thrusting. My mum would come back, bro, and she's like, why are you making my child do this dirty dancing? I didn't see her as dirty dancing. But that was me. And then it's like, if there's one thing Congolese people would do is dance.
Yeah.
You know, weddings, concerts, church,
it's
wherever.
Just joy. It's just
absolute joy. It's escapism as well, you know. So that was me. That was a thing that became a part of me from young, going to university, just dancing my way to uni.
So 8 or 9 you came over here?
9 years old.
9 years old.
9 years old going into 10. Yeah.
And you couldn't speak English?
Not a word.
Okay.
Fine. It was a word. So we settled in. So when we first came, we were in South London first, Streatham for a year. Then Tooting for another year. And then Fulham became the permanent home. And it's like from South to West London.
So you went to school in Fulham?
I went to Fulham Primary School.
Yeah.
Then went to a secondary school in Fulham, Henry Compton, which is now called Fulham Boys.
Yeah.
One of our famous expos with Linford Christie.
Amazing.
So I just want to put that out there.
Yeah.
And then I went to a sixth form called William Morris Academy, still in Fulham, Hammersmith area.
Is that for drama and stuff?
No. William Morris, it was just a song. It was just a it sounded
William Morris.
Yeah, because of the agency.
Do you know what?
It's so funny because it's like, I remember thinking when I found out about William Morris' agency, I was like, I wonder if I could use that as a no.
I mean, you could. I believe you.
Yeah, I went to Fulham sixth form. We used to act around there. I used to act before I did my chemistry course.
You have done acting, though.
I have.
You've done. Anyway, we digress. So how was it? Your uncle? The old uncle. Bless him. You know what? So your dad came first?
My dad came first.
And then your uncle?
My uncle came after us.
Yeah.
So my dad came first, then my mum and my sister, myself came afterwards. But we had met, of course, there were other uncles that were here, so my dad's cousins were already here. But like my direct family members, so like my mum's brother and my dad's brothers and sisters and that, they came way after us. But when my uncle could kind of speak English already, but he was like a man that just, because for them, learning a new language, you want to show that I've really learned it. So they just use big words. They never use words like shocked. He used words like flabbergasted. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like it just relax. It was always big words, you know? Yeah, I love that. A cleaner isn't a cleaner. A cleaner is a maintenance engineer. You know? Because half the time that's the only job our parents could get before they got their degrees and stuff here. It was like, don't tell no one I'm a cleaner. I maintain the cleanliness.
So your dad did a degree here?
My dad did a degree here. So Dad came over. It was just during the rise of the civil war happening in Congo.
Yeah.
So it was an opportunity for him to come over and get just kind of study and stuff. But it's like you're not going back home because things started to brew up in there. Thank God he didn't forget us and made an effort to get us over here as well. But he was doing the odd job.
Does that happen then? What dads get leave and just leave their family?
Absolutely.
Oh, that's horrendous.
And you know what it is? It's like, but you leave to give the opportunity.
Yeah.
For your kids, the average African boy will tell you that story. Like our dad came first, so we came together, or dad came and then I came. My mum stayed with my sister, and
what,
it's like that.
Send money back.
Send money back. Yeah, send money back, and it's like I'm trying to work our situation visa. I came to this country as an asylum seeker. Yeah. For years.
Well,
years.
Thank God you're here.
Oh,
we love you.
Yeah. Designed by an immigrant. But yeah, it was like. It's so crazy because I often say Britain is the melting pot of the world in all its glory, just in terms of like whatever the history is, the result of it is all this culture, has come in, and we've all kind of been able to take bits of each other, and create this extra culture of Great 100%. Britain, right? So my parents, the people that contributed to that, bringing us in, us being raised as British, but with that beautiful texture of African and Congolese, right? So, like, me growing up in this country and with my mum and my dad, and then my dad doing the odd job. He was studying, but it was really hard because you still have to make money. Yeah. So my dad was working in like a kitchen at one stage, not cooking, just washing pots. Yeah. And then eventually, I remember when we first came, he would do night jobs as well as doing cabin. He was a cab driver at one stage.
Hard like you.
It was a cab driver. Oh. He was him and his friends were cleaning pools at some stage, and then. In between that, he still makes it to church. He was part of the church choir. He was like church deacon. He was doing so much. My God, then he became a mechanic. So he started doing it. He did a City and Guild thing, and then he qualified as a mechanic. Started working at the local mechanics, but he'd constantly say to me and my sister, "You have to go to school. You have to finish. You have to finish uni." But we used to go. You didn't even go uni. Why are you telling us to go uni?
That's what parents are supposed to say. That.
God, she kept doing it. And I remember this, bro. We had a conversation. He told us, I've just been offered a big job, biggest job by a big sort of motor company to work with them. But there's an opportunity for me to go and study. What do you guys think? And me and my sister were like, you better study. Because...
You told us to.
prove it.
Oh, really?
So Dad ditched the job. He didn't take it. He took 4 years of his life, went to South Bank University, studied business IT, finished. Once he graduated in my first year of uni. Once he graduated, he got a job. Once he graduated, he got a job at a secondary school somewhere in South London. And guess what his next job was? My old secondary school. What? He became the IT technician at my old secondary school. Amazing. And that was that for years. Yeah. And then I had to graduate. I had to finish. I'm done now.
So you then went to uni?
Went to uni.
Did media technology?
Media technology, great course. My sister was in Brunel University. She's a big-time lawyer. Now,
and you were working hard because you then became president of a society.
Oh, you've been sneaking around, bro!
And I did that. I was president of the Drama Society, and I was told that I was going to fail my course if I carried on doing it. And I was like, well, fuck it, I want to do both.
I was encouraged by my dad.
I was encouraged by my dad. You work hard.
My dad used to say this thing, and I feel like sometimes when he used to speak, bro, and I think he's just making stuff up to keep me going. But he'd say, make sure you do as much as you can when it comes to extracurricular activities, because when you go for a job interview one day, they're going to ask what other qualities you have. So I was head prefect in my secondary school.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, I was head prefect. It was the first ever prefect in our school. So that year, I was made head prefect alongside one of my good friends at school. And then when I got to college, I was part of the college council. Yeah. And I got to uni and I became part of the African Caribbean Society. Amazing. Because I just had
But you were president of it.
And eventually, I was a spokesperson and eventually became president.
That's amazing. That must have taken up so much time.
You know what? It was one of those, it was escapism from academics, man. So we'd all go in this room for like an hour or 2 hours just talking on subject, debating, having a laugh, and every now and then we might put together a showcase. Yeah. And that's where my entertainment streak came from, the showcases.
And then at 23, you had won an award.
Best Newcomer.
That's it, right?
Yeah, best Newcomer at the Black Entertainment Comedy Awards. They don't have that anymore. And I feel like that needs to come back. But it was a great space for young black talents to just be encouraged.
So what got you to that? Were you just like going around doing the circuit?
Yeah, so at uni, we did our first ever showcase in Kingston University, and they said, oh, since you're the president, you're also the spokesperson, just host it. we couldn't afford to pay any comedians to do it. So I hosted it with my friend Camilla, who was at uni with me. And it was funny because I did it and I put together, the way I did it, I put together a character because I was so nervous. So I became my friend's uncle, who's Nigerian. So when I introduced the show, I was like, welcome to Kingston University First Ever Talent Show. It's going to be wonderful today. We're going to do fashion, we're going to do music, we're going to do dancing. Are you ready? And that was the vibe. And everyone, and you have to understand at the time, there was an array of African students who were like, this is refreshing. This is us. He's so loud and mighty and proud. And I think off the back of that, students started booking me to do this thing at their unis. And
so when did you realise you were funny then?
Oh my gosh. I always think it's different stages, right? But my friends, not in school, I went to an old boys' school, so it was always banter. But like when I was at church, I remember my friend William always used to be like, "You're like, stop. Just stop. Pastor's preaching, I'm saying stop."
Yeah, because
like,
they want their belly ache.
Absolutely. Like, you know, and I felt that. But I didn't realise I was funny. I felt like, oh, I'm funny. When we was at uni and I'm just hosting these ACS meetings. Yeah. And it's just a debate and I've always got a comment that gets people going. And that's when they say you should host. Yeah. At that moment I felt this power of influence that this is what this is.
And then what point did you think, I'm a comedian?
Oh my gosh, when I won the award.
Yeah.
Because I finished uni.
You were only 23, that's insane.
Honestly, I finished uni and I was working for a multimedia company for 1 year. I kept taking time off to go and host these showcases. And my boss at the time, bless him, said, listen, I've got to let you go. I love you. You're amazing. But like, you're coming late, taking time off. Clearly you love this thing you're doing. But that's the guy that I still work with today. All these years later, he looks after all my sort of web online stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bless him, Justin.
So you're so good. You like have a family around you, don't you?
Relationships
People that you
are important.
really trust.
So so after he got rid of me, I just started performing. Yeah. I moved back to my mum's house because I couldn't afford to pay rent. I went back to my mum's house. I just started performing everywhere. And I remember going to a show and my dad wasn't happy about me just performing. He's like, you've gone to uni to do clown stuff. You know, you're a clown. You could have at least become a vet if you didn't want to be a doctor.
I bet he's proud now though.
Listen, he came and watched me perform and I've turned that moment into a joke. And I often tell the joke about my dad watching me perform, him nodding while everyone else is laughing. Every time there's a joke, right, he's just looking around nodding. And then at the end when I asked him, did you enjoy the show? He said, that was the funniest thing ever. You are so talented. And I said, but you didn't laugh. He said, I didn't laugh because I was too busy counting the money. £20, £20. Eddie, there is 400 people here. We have made money. That's the mortgage. We didn't even have a mortgage at the time. That's the mortgage. You know, and that's what convinced him. So like, at that moment in time, it's like I had his approval. And you know, and it's very important to an African kid that your parents approve, especially dad. And that's when it's like during that period, I was in the circuit per se, you know, performed at Coach's Comedy Funhouse, which was a big deal for us, young black talents at the time. And so many
it's hard, that circuit. You have to do it years.
You have to do it for years, and you have to be funny. Yeah, because they're not polite. They're not like, oh bless you. No, like my mum's salary, a quarter of it's gone into the show, you better make me laugh. Yeah. And then going around, my name got round, and then I made the nomination for Best Newcomer. Amazing. And I walked into this room, it was in Hammersmith. I think it was the old Hammersmith Palace, or one of those spaces. And I walked, I'm seeing Gina Asheray, Richard Black was in the corner, Lenny Henry's in there. And I'm like, oh my God, like, they're real people, you know? And then I won. Yeah. And and I said, this is it now. Yeah. Dad, I won. Yeah. You know? And my dad's like, what is this? I said, they like me. Yeah, they like me. They really like me. I can really do this.
You've had other nominations as well. You've got Royal Television Society's Best Breakthrough. Oh, yeah. Best Breakthrough Presenter at Edinburgh TV Awards. Yeah. This is amazing.
You know what? Oh man, I really get more. I take a deep breath with that one. It's often people are like, best breakthrough just now, Eddie, and I'm like, yeah, because I've broken through finally. For some people, it might.
But they don't realise how long it takes
to break through. Yeah, you know, to get to the TV space. Because of course, I've appeared in TV formats. Yeah, QI here and The Apprentice there, and all these all these things over the years, whatever. But my first proper show, a series where I'm in it as a guest, as a host, was Sorry I Didn't Know on ITV. Yeah. And that was only 2022.
Yeah.
Right? And then, but it's
Like you say,
emotional
it's been
for
a great
me.
couple of years.
Absolutely has.
Yeah.
It's been emotional for me because it was a perfect show for me. It allowed me to be me. And in me being me, my work got recognized.
Yeah.
And the Road to Television Society, you know, like, it was just like, and then Edinburgh comes along. It's just like, for a lot of people, they don't realize that is the win.
Yeah.
That is the win.
Stuff.
You know?
But being yourself, that is what's really important.
Yeah.
And you really, from the moment I met you, you really were. You were this person, hugging me, like just being so grateful that I was there. Which
But you also, because you're really good at your job. And I felt really safe. So don't take it away from yourself.
Tell everyone. Because it's bloody quiet out there. Tell me about getting the gig of the BBC One Extra official UK Afrobeats chart every Sunday.
Beautiful and a dream. A dream.
I mean, that's amazing. What a gig.
It is a wonderful gig.
Yeah.
And I was at One Extra. The first time was 2008. The boss at the time, one of the bosses, Ray Paul, he saw me at the Mobile Awards. He said, "You're funny." I said, "Prove it. How funny am I? If I'm really funny, put me on radio." He did. Amazing. Me and my big mouth chucked me into cover for Trevor Nelson.
Yeah.
Christmas special. So that was my first enjoyment at One Extra. Then I left there. I went to Choice FM, which is now Capital Extra, and I did a stint there. And after 2 years, and then there was just this long gap of not doing radio, and then things started to happen, like through Afro Nation, which is like the biggest Afrobeats festival in the world, and that team, because of where Afrobeats has gone, even from when I left Choice FM around 2012, and I left Choice FM to go and host all the men's basketball games at the Olympics.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they wouldn't give me a month off. I said, I've got to go. Yeah, so it was whatever. But I did, so during that time, Afrobeats then started to really blow up.
You knew they'd come back, though.
I was like, here's the secret with me, bro. I always go with where your heart lies. Mm. Go with your passion and you'll never be unhappy.
Yeah.
Just go with your passion. Everything else will add to it.
But you're so passionate. You can tell that about everything you do.
You know?
And the videos you do on Instagram, they're amazing.
Thank you.
They're so good. And I'm looking at your Instagram. You're always at a party I want to be at, right? And wearing a really cool suit.
The cool suit.
I look at your thing, I'm like, why am I not there?
You gotta get
I get to do some of this stuff with you. But
yeah, exactly. See, you could have kept to one jacket. But I love it. Being Congolese, we love to dress up.
Yeah.
And stuff. But before we get to that part, I gave you the context because once Afro Nation came about, they're the ones that connected with that idea of the Afrobeats charts because it was doing so well.
Oh, I see.
The chart company. And then One Extra were like, we'll partner with you on this.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they got me involved.
So Afro Nation's only been going a few years.
Afro Nation 2019.
Yeah, so
2019.
What was that, 4 years?
Yeah, 2019.
Yeah, so I did one with you last year.
Which we got nominated for.
Amazing.
Oh my gosh.
But just for the context, so people know, it's like 3-day festival in Portugal.
Yes.
Boiling hot. It's beautiful on the beach.
Wonderful.
And you are on stage for hours for 3 days. Like literally. I want to say clown because you do not stop. You're sweating. You're giving it large. Like you are that festival.
You know what? It is an honor. It is a dream. I see myself as like, people always ask me, so what is the point of all this that you're doing? I'm like, I want to be an ambassador. I want to bridge the gap between the continent and the rest of the world, especially growing up in the UK. And I lived that through everything that I do.
But you are, because I didn't know anything about Afrobeats before I met you. So
glad.
I've learned, I know everything. I've worked now with Burna Boy, Davido, Wizkid. I know they are. I know the music and I love it.
And it's happy music, it's storytelling, it's soulful, it's beautiful. But with Afro Nation, it was like that days I host in between, because a lot of festivals, what happens is you put on an act and then they just leave the audience. But where we see it as a party, we are the life and soul of the party. So we come on stage and we just enjoy with the crowd until the next act comes. That could be 45 minutes.
Yeah, and it's such a party. There are girls in bikini.
Absolutely, yeah. I forgot about that part. Yeah, that's so good. They are.
I mean, it's a lot of skin on show.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot.
It's amazing. And so Burna Boy, we were just talking about, you said just earlier he made history because he sold out the London Olympic Stadium.
What a guy.
What a guy. I mean, it was amazing. I worked it. I was very, very chuffed to be there. You were in the audience watching.
Oh,
And you loved it. You loved it.
Do you know what, yeah? Because I often don't get a chance to be in the audience and watch Afrobeats because a lot of the time it's like I'm hosting.
You're working it, yeah.
Burna Boy, I just sitting there and just watching as a fan, as an African boy.
So talented.
It was ridiculous. Amazing. We were screaming. I left them. My voice was gone. Half my mates' voice were gone.
And they had great guests, Stormzy, Jay Huss.
Biggest.
Yeah.
Jay Huss, Dave, Stormzy.
Yeah.
And then and I bring in Popcorn.
Yeah.
It was like he couldn't have done anything better. And he's once again, his whole team, as you know, is his family.
Yeah.
Mum's the manager, uncle's the tour manager, sister's the creative director.
Yes,
you know,
amazing,
other sister is opening act.
Yeah.
Because she's an artist herself. So it's like, by watching that, he's doing incredible things around the world. And it's only a great reflection of the hard work that he's doing, but also it helps us. It puts us in a certain space of great conversations. And for me, doing the Afrobeat shows and One Extra, it's like, it just boosts it. These are the people that, after, like this year, doing Afro Nation 2023, we had 25 interviews for my One Extra special, 2-hour special. So I'll come off stage, as you know, in fact, when we did it all year, I'll come off stage, interview an artist, then come to sit down with you guys.
Yeah.
You know, so it was, but
You
this year,
did not stop.
Oh God.
You must have been exhausted.
I always say, what did you want to do 10 years ago? If they said, Ed, like, would you take this? I'll take it.
Yeah.
More than take it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, enjoy it until you can't enjoy it no more.
Yeah. And also being a host of Mo Gilligan, the O2. Mo Gilligan and Friends.
Yes.
So that's where I met you.
Yes.
And you were amazing on that as
Thank
well.
you.
So you are the one with the videos where you say, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mo Gilligan. I've seen that clip so much. I don't know if anyone knows that's your voice.
I love hearing that clip because it's like no one can take that away from me.
No,
because
amazing.
Mo is a moment in time. Mo himself, he is a moment in time, a moment in British history, a moment in Black history, you know, a moment in entertainment history in this country, and a moment in my history, you know, because of I've seen how he's grown. I've been in a circuit with him, seen him just come from a South London boy hosting showcases and you know, open mic sessions to now being one of the biggest.
He's so funny, you know? And beautiful.
He's a beautiful
He's beautiful,
you know?
And there's a lot of people in love with him.
Oh my God, like, I bet they are.
Yeah.
Fight them off, my brother.
He knows it. He doesn't even look at me. I'm like great mix. But I'm like, hi.
Listen, you got to find the angles, bro. He has a weak spot. But, you know, and then to be a part of this, I just remember I was in a DIY store and I got a phone call. And I was like, Ed, I said, yeah, what's going on, bro? Because listen, I didn't want no one else to ask you. But I wanted to ask you, so as you know, I'm doing this O2 thing, and I do not want anyone else to host about you.
There is no one else.
Froze.
Yeah.
Because for me, it was like, especially after the O2 in 2010, and then seeing someone who's taken it to another level, you know, and it's like, I would love to. But even I didn't realize how big this thing was going to be. Off the back of the documentary, then part 2, and then now going on tour with it.
Yeah, and you're going on tour November, I think.
Yeah, we are.
So
Glasgow, Cardiff, Birmingham, Manchester, then the Apollo.
London, amazing.
In Hammersmith, London, and it's like, gosh,
it's amazing. And you've got different acts. Some of them.
We got different acts. Baba comes in. Kane Brown at some stage will come through as well. Ori Styler is going to be a part of it. It's all types of people going to be on them, and it's just like it's beautiful.
And how did you meet Mo?
I would like to think it was. I would like to think it was definitely on the circuit, 100% on the circuit. So we're going back like, my gosh, maybe 2008, maybe earlier than that. Around those periods, and Mo was used to host a show called the Sunday Show, which was a hard open mic show. And Sheeran, one of his earliest performances, was at the Sunday Show where, you know, people just come and perform and they don't like it. You're not impressed. And, you know, and in fact, Ed Sheeran came and was like, who's this ginger boy with a guitar trying to, what is this?
Do you know, it's funny you say that.
Right.
I did T4 or Pop World, whatever it was, and Rich 32 was on.
Right.
And he goes, do you mind, he comes out, because I was film editing, I'm just going to bring my mate on the stage, and this ginger guy with a guitar comes on, and you're like, what is this?
World change.
Totally.
He was embraced by everyone in grime, everyone in that sort of rap circuit. He's a massive part of that as well, and he's paid back, he's given back. But it's like that was a space that Mo was in, and then of course then, you know, he would appear in certain comedy shows. He just do his thing, but he was larger than life already. Really funny, off the cuff. Like, he just that, and the girls loved him, the boys loved him. And I always remember we were at a gig in Coventry, and me and Mo sat down before this gig. It was a university gig, and we had a conversation just about life and just about where what we want to do and where we're going. And it was just heart to heart, and it's like, I wouldn't say we've been close, but there's always been this love and respect for each other,
Yeah, yeah.
But I didn't even know what he was doing at the time. I now know at the time he was working. I think he was like retail. He had a retail job at the time, but it was when he came on stage, he lit up the place, right?
Yeah.
So
much like yourself.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And we go way back then. So then just to see where he's gone, and then him paying respect to those who have come before him as well, and kind of taking them along, man. He's
put in the graft as well, but then they were saying 2008.
Yeah.
2010, you sold out the
did the O2, and then I went to do the O2 Arena.
I mean, that's massive.
But we were doing that, bro. We was doing that to make noise. Coming from the black circuit, massive events happening all the time, felt ignored.
Yeah.
Apart from when you might see the Real McCoy, you might watch Desmond's on TV, you might catch Lenny Henry. Richard Blackwood had a nice run, but it wasn't really a thing where we felt we would be celebrated as part of the general British society. And we were very, very audacious. As the journalist on ITV News said, gumption. That's the first time I heard that word. Gumption. I said, hey, I've been in this country for how long? I've never heard gumption. I quickly realized it meant balls.
Yeah,
confidence.
totally.
But he's like, for you guys, like, why are you doing the O2? And we said, because we want to be heard. This was to say, hey, we are also part of this. We are still here. And it put us in a different space.
Yeah. And times are changing.
Yeah. Totally.
And you can feel it.
I can feel it. It's beautiful because then, this country deserves to see so much more talent than it gets.
Yes. Absolutely. Some women in there too.
A lot.
Some women get ignored as
well.
Yeah.
We could go to that.
I mean, God, it's Let's stop being ignored. That's
as we're talking now, I wonder if the England women have gone to the finals.
Oh, really? Is that happening now?
It's happening right now.
Is it really?
As we are talking, Brown. And I'll tell you what.
I'm not in sports, but I will be happy if they do.
So will I. If they do, it's going to be beautiful for England. I'm in the final of the World Cup.
We
for
are.
the very first time. 3-1. Look at that.
Come on! Oh my God!
This is. Oh my God!
Oh, that's amazing! Is that
England are in the final of the World Cup? They're beating Australia 3-1.
That's
in
amazing.
Australia. This is history.
You heard it here first.
This is
amazing.
This is crazy.
This is history. History is changing.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I love that.
Oh.
So you've done TV, radio, voiceovers. Like we say, you've worked your bloody ass off. Joburg, Uganda, Ghana, LA, Nigeria, New York City. Anywhere you want to go, you haven't been yet.
I also add Australia with whiskey.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
I just want to put that in there.
Yeah, Australia's a far say that, yeah.
I want to go to South America.
Ah, yes.
I've never been. I'm one of those people that always go.
What's it called?
The Christ Redeemer.
I want to see that.
The big Jesus statue. Yeah. In Rio, isn't it?
Yeah.
I want to. It's like Brazil, man, Colombia. Like all these places. Like, and I'm one of those people. I go, it doesn't exist if I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I see it. Right. So I would love to, and I will just experience.
You will. I can see. This is your affirmations here.
Yeah, I will.
And do you believe in that?
I believe in that, but I always say it's going to be free work. It sounds crazy.
Yeah.
It's so much more satisfying if it's free work. Because it's like my passion is my vehicle, and it's taking me to places I would never. Like my dad said to me last year, I was in Congo in a village, helping these guys or documenting this company putting together mobile broadband internet for the first time in these remote places, and we were documenting it. And my dad's like even your granddad has never been to these parts of Congo. He would have been so proud. He's like, my dad's like, you've seen more of the country than I have. And it's like, that's the power of the gift that I've been given,
Yeah. You're making everyone proud.
I do. So so I want to see those places. Antarctica would be nice.
Yeah.
Happy feet with the penguins.
Yeah. I'd love to go to Japan.
Japan, oh my God, it's on my list. I can show you my list. Japan's on my list.
Right?
Japan, Cape Verde, those countries.
Keep putting it out there. It will happen. You'll be touring all these places.
Maybe we're going to work together in Japan.
Oh, mate, I would love that.
Why not?
Make it
I can see the glint in your eyes. It might just happen.
You might do. I'm putting it out there too. So I'll go back to your Instagram, and you look. So everyone can see your energy and your passion and stuff. And it's been noticed recently, big time, because you have just been announced. Oh, you're dancing on there, giving it as one of the new contestants for the upcoming series of Strictly Come Dancing.
Oh my gosh.
Come on.
Oh
What
my
was
God.
it like announcing that?
Oh, adrenaline.
Yeah.
I because I've known for a few months, of course.
You look quite nervous when you said it on the radio.
I was humbled.
Yeah.
I was humbled. It feels like it's so much bigger than me, just in terms of what it means.
Yeah.
Because it's family. It's folklore. It's part of our culture.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
You'll be everywhere. Everyone will know your name.
And it's just like, so the work that I've put in over the years, it's a recognition, but it's also the timing. I couldn't have picked a better time because I'm protected by, like I mentioned earlier from the start, you know, my team in UTC. And the people around me that I've grown in the game with, like Babatunde, you know, one of my closest friends.
He's adorable.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
Baba really was like, Ed, I needed to come and join us in the stable. Like, it just makes it. Mo's doing well. I'm now here. I'm happy.
Yeah.
Like, come, because this is where you deserve to be, and the work that you put in will be absolutely multiplied. So to be in this space with all these people, it's just the right time. And Strictly, it's just an experience of a lifetime. It's unique. To be able to look, have you seen the price of dance lessons these days? I'm getting dance lessons for free, baby.
You are by the best.
Yes, by the very best. So it's like,
and you have to do all the different dances.
yes, you do. You have to do so ballroom and Latin. So the waltz, the tango, that whole list, and the Latin, like the rumba, you know, the cha cha cha,
You'll be thrusting all over the place.
Yeah, because you know everyone's like, yeah, you know, with your hips don't lie. I'm like, yeah, they better tell the truth. On Big BBC One, but it's that experience meeting your friend. Listen, I got to meet them and meet. We just recently kind of met some of the cast, and I got to meet Les Dennis, and that was me down.
Oh yeah,
like one of my faves. So I was like, and such a beautiful soul. So it's like,
why do you like Les? What, because of his comedy?
Family Fortunes,
yeah.
Was where I discovered him. You know, so it's so crazy because you have to understand, even like, let's just say in the 90s going into early 2000s, I was still getting my head around, because I came in 92. I was still getting my head around the who's who, right? So it took me a long time to figure out Eddie Murphy was a comedian. I just thought it's Axel Foley from Beverly Hills Cop.
Ah, really?
Robin Williams for me was Mrs. Doubtfire. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And then it's like, then I'm seeing certain things back, and oh my God, you're like, because I was in Congo and I was a young kid. There's certain things that just didn't translate to that side. So people like Les Dennis for me was just amazing TV presenters, you know. When you're
he's
watching,
proper real, isn't he?
He's so real. He's so amazing. He's still working. Still doing great stuff. But bless him, he was just so calm. He's like, he was like, I'm nervous. I'm like, I'm nervous too, man. We're all nervous. We're here to enjoy it. So that is what this means for me. A new space, a new world, a new process, and growing. Right? Growing and maybe a demographic that weren't aware of me to be aware of me.
I'm so excited for you. You deserve it. You said you're going to give it everything you've got, and it's going to be a vibe.
It's going to be a vibe.
Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Have you heard of the Strictly Curse, though?
Yes, I have.
Is everyone saying this?
Yes, I've heard. Do you know what? Yeah, I've heard about the curse, but it's not real.
No.
It's ridiculous.
Just as a lot of beautiful dancers around. What can you do?
And they have to be beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, it's mainstream.
They're all going to fall in love with you.
But yeah, not all of them. I hope not. That's too much to handle, isn't it? But no, do you know what? It's like, especially being in that space, and you know, and the idea of course, I guess a lot of people, you get close with your partner, and a lot of the dances are very seductive and very, you know. But I'm a strong fella.
When do you find out who your partner is?
We find out. So as I'm speaking to you now, it's probably a couple of weeks from now. Maybe.
Yeah. So that's
they
exciting.
Don't give us the exact
being
date,
here now, not knowing.
Not knowing. Like they give us a couple of. They don't give you like the date on when it's going to find, but you know, you eventually find out how you're going to find it and stuff. But
yeah. What a ride you're going to be on all the way up to Christmas.
It's going to be like, you know, hopefully. You know, fingers crossed.
You will. You'll be there to the end. I've heard that here as well.
Fingers crossed. But yeah, it's like I'm definitely gonna, every moment for me, I'm just gonna draw in the fun, just take it in, because I know it's gonna be there.
Yeah. Do you know, I've never watched Strictly, but I'm gonna watch it this year.
The amount of people that have said that to me, I'm like, I'm glad I'm carrying something.
It's only because I work in
I know how I know it gets.
Yeah, it's like, you know, soon as sick on her.
I know it gets. My mum's like, she doesn't really watch British television. She's still very connected.
We're all going to be watching it when you're.
Oh gosh! She was like, "So we vote?" I said, "Yeah, you vote, man. So you need to teach me how to vote." I'm like, "Yeah, my sisters.
We'll
take care."
You got a big family. Get them all to vote.
They're all going to get involved.
And all the composers. All
55 million of them.
your brothers. I'll tell you who is going to be voting. Your 5-year-old daughter.
Oh, God,
Who says your boss?
Yeah, I have to be my absolute boss.
She'll come to the studio, will she?
She's going to come. They have children there.
Yeah.
So she's going to, oh gosh.
She's going to love watching you up there.
Yeah, I think it'll be so magical for her because now she's at a stage now where she's like aware of what I do.
Yeah.
A bit more. She'd walk to school and run ahead of me and then go to her teacher's. Miss, is Eddie Kadi. And I'm like, oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Eddie Kadi.
I was like, you are not trying to get into this field, my love.
We all say we don't want our kids to do it. And then we push. That's the way it goes.
I become my dad because I'm like looking at her. I said to her, what do you want to be? She said, I want to be a doctor. I said, yes, baby.
Good, yeah.
But then I'm thinking, but laughter is the best medicine. Is that what she means? God. But, is that what she means? But she you know, she's very honest. But I think this will be a great ride for her.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm very like, I wouldn't say I am protective. I can say that. I am protective just in terms of her not experiencing that world too much because I think it's unfair on her. She has to make a decision how much she wants to be exposed. That's because it's still work for me.
Have you taken? Oh no, she's a bit too young. But the Barbie movie, have you seen it?
No, we haven't. Oh, listen, me and my daughter are in the movies every other week.
Oh well, when you go and see it, there's a great speech at the end that I wish I'd seen when I was about 10. That. Any young girl, any daughter should go and see. I think it's very empowering, yeah. And she'll come out there feeling like she can be anyone.
Yeah, I always say that to her though.
Yeah,
we have. My dad raised me as his friend, and what I mean by that, he would talk to me sometimes, like, "Why are you telling me that I'm young, man? Let me live." But he was very much. He gave me. In his mind, it was like, "You are going to be this a man one day, and I'm going to treat you accordingly." And I felt really cherished and I felt really respected and I stepped into that space.
Yeah. And
I do the same with my daughter. Yeah. Like she's my legacy. She's the head of the family, Yeah. All the other kids that will come will have to go through her.
Yeah.
So the conversations we have, and she's 5, but the conversations we have before she goes to bed, I'll say to her, you can be anything you want to be,
Yeah,
and if you don't want to do anything, make sure you can have a conversation with me, but you can make sure that, and I know you're the smartest in the world.
Yeah.
You're like a genius. And I mean that. And sometimes I go
we
to her
need more dads like you.
No, but you know what? I understand that you don't own your children. You're just privileged enough to, because they will be bigger than you.
Yeah.
They are in advance. My dad, and I think more mothers have a role to play and fathers have a role to play, bro. My mum is an absolute, there is no word to describe my mum. I think fathers are really the ones who go, I really want especially sons. My son has to be an advanced version of me.
Yeah.
And they push for that, right?
Yeah.
Like the true essence of it. But that extends to their daughters too. And I see that in my child, like, especially when I've been firstborn. I'm like, you have to be an advanced version of me. My dad came here to see if he can study and get a job.
Yeah.
Any job at some stage. But now it's like, well, now son, you push.
And now you're taking over the world.
You push.
Yeah.
And that's what I want for my child too.
Yeah, so she'll be what, Prime Minister?
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, gosh, yeah. She better let a couple of people through.
No, she's got a lot of work to do.
She better let a couple of people. She better let a couple of people through. But she will do well. She will do well. Like.
Eddie, thank you so much.
Bro,
Thanks for being such a good comedian, so joyful, a great dad, great role model, and I really appreciate you and Polly and your team for saying that you would do this one.
No, the moment you ask, like, and I think for us as well, it's good for me and you because I feel we already have a relationship beyond the work, even though it's always at work.
I know, it's funny, right?
But it's the chemistry, just a love. So for me, I think this was important for me and you on a personal level.
And
so my pleasure.
So much. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it for now. Love you for listening. And don't forget to show love. Thank you to Ollie Trevors for Saucy Naughty Rubbish and Danny Wright for staying in. Both doing gigs right now, so please check them out. Thank you to Alex McCardle for sound and edits. And please follow us on Instagram, Twitter or Facebook at Show Love UK. And if you want to join the conversation, please join the group Show Love Podcast on Facebook. Thank you.
Lay back in bed, reminisce instead. Let's plan it all in my head. Procrastinate. self-stimulation, instant gratification. I'm self-medicating, therapist recommending more meditating. Wasted education, I need more admiration. And I don't wanna bother with today. I pretty much missed it anyway. Might as well stay, yeah, yeah. And I don't wanna bother with today. I pretty much missed it anyway. Might as well stay, yeah, yeah. And I'm staying in. Calm down with me, repeat it on channel 3. I watch it cause I'm feeling hungry. Try and shift the mood, so I ordered Chinese food. Said fuck it, just keep the change, dude. Finance situation, spent on dedication. Dreams of Wembley Stadium in my